So yeah, we are here for the second match of the night. This is going to be the owning division, which is typically girls from silver to gold. We're going to be watching Sus versus Team Sugoi tonight. We actually know their map picks already. We're going to see them here on Ascent first off, which I think will be a fun map.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got a sentinel on each team already locked down. We have Simply playing Killjoy on defense, and we've got a Sage on the attacking team. And it looks like Jin JKT is actually, she's hovering Killjoy as well. Oh, and it looks like she's locking in. So it looks like Team Sugoi is going to be playing two sentinels for this game. How do you feel about that?
It could work for them, but they are on attack first, which I'm a little bit concerned about. Typically,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to play two sentinels, it's when you're defending first because then you can get a really strong defense in and get more rounds. Um, Especially Sage on. Oh, you know why? I wonder what if they're gonna do. There's a weird plant that you can do on A site on this map with Sage, where if you put it next to the generator and then put the wall up, kind of like along the wall between the generator and the wall of
Yeah.
the site, it'll break in the middle, but you can't get to the plant immediately.
Yeah, I've been
I'm wondering
seeing
if we're
that
going to see
used
that.
recently. It's possible. It's also interesting considering that Team Sus only has one flash and it's Omens, so their attack side will be a little interesting after this half.
Yeah, and we have. I'm actually very happy that we're seeing a Brimstone from Team Sugoi here on attack. I don't think he gets enough love, and he's had some buffs to him lately, so I think he's coming back. Maybe not into the meta, but I think people are testing him out in these competitive matches now just to see how well he's going to do and if he's a viable option going forward. But we do also have a Jet who did get a brief nerf, what, 2 days ago, I think?
Yeah, her smokes are shorter now, so we'll see how that comes into play. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be a hard A push, and everyone has actually rotated from Team Sus over to A already, so it's going to a full 5v5. No picks yet, but it looks like the attackers have managed to take the site, and they're starting the plant. Scooter Scotty did get the pick on Reyna.
Spike planted.
We have two planning generator, another pick down. And all like that, it's a 3v3, and now it's 3v1. That was a fast round. It's going to be tough retake here for Scarlet. Unfortunately, her recon dart did not see anybody. And
Yeah, it looks like the Killjoy set up for some for some interesting lineups there. You saw that she had her Molotov out waiting to throw it. Which is interesting because a lot of times people will destroy those if they're planted directly on the spike and she runs away. So having a lineup where you can throw it and then activate it makes it much easier for that to actually have an effect.
Yeah, and she was set up for the flank as well, just in case they did happen to come from behind.
Turret out.
Yeah, overall that
Okay,
was
and it looks
that was a really good attack from them. Very quick. They
Revealing
put
air.
the plant down, I think, within the first like 20 seconds. It seems like we might have that happen again.
Yeah, it looks like it's a hard A push again, and they are rotating right away. It looks like Scooter Scotty is going for a flank this time instead. The turret did see her, and she took it down, so they are expecting her to come from a lobby.
Engineer killed.
And Generator managed to get a pick on Simply about... And JKT has taken down Scooter Scotty, and it is a 3v5 now. Mokuzi's a little low, Jet, and she's entering on site, but unfortunately did not get the pick. And that was a flawless round by attack. It looks like the two Sentinels are going well for them, actually. They're managing to hold really well once they get on.
Yeah, and they're a very aggressive team, too, which makes the Sentinel choice actually pretty good for them, because if they can take the site early, it's essentially just playing defense, but you're on site now.
Yeah,
So
I'm wondering if now that people are starting to pick up guns, even though it looks like attackers are bonusing with their stingers and specters, if they're going to go with the same aggressive approach or if it was just for a pistol round.
yeah, they very well could go for another aggressive approach here, going to B, assuming that everybody is now stacking A.
We are getting another quick rotate, and it does look like, yeah, nobody's going for the flank this time. Everyone's going straight in. Scooter Scotty was grenaded off there and pushed out of market. And it looks like attackers were once again able to get sight really, really quickly and get spiked down within the first, like, 30 seconds of the game. The question is, because they didn't get any opening picks, will they be able to hold as well as they did last time? And now it's down to a 4v1. And it looks like, unfortunately, ASO is stuck in Boathouse. Manages to get his pick on Scooter Scotty, but gets traded out.
Yeah, and that's kind of expected because they were, as you mentioned before, keeping those SMGs to go into this round. And when you see teams do that, it's not because they expect to win the upcoming round with the SMGs. They're just really looking to damage the economy of the defenders. Because those defenders, or the opposite team, it's not necessarily always the defenders, but the opposite team probably did buy rifles, which means that their economy is going to be low already. So if you can kill a lot of them, it's going to really kind of screw with what they can buy for the next couple of rounds.
For sure. And if you're even able to win that bonus round, then you get to pick up those guns and you're pretty set for your eco.
Oh yeah, definitely a bonus if you actually can win it.
Unfortunately, Scarlet's Recon did not see anything. It looks like they're taking a little bit of a slower approach right now, but going for A again since B didn't work out with them last round and they've won twice on A site already.
There's only one person over on A site to defend this.
Luckily, based off of Team Sugoi's attack and how they like to rush on, even though they played a little slower at the start, Team Sus does rotate very fast, but they aren't really able to manage to stop that spike plant. And it looks like Mukasai got caught on the flank and was taken down. And it's a 3v5 right now. Scooter Scotty did take out her enemy Raze.
One enemy remaining.
And Asa with a double right there. She is right, possibly going to get.
Last player standing.
She managed to take it. It looks like we're seeing a big ult by Simply. Oh, and unfortunately she died to the enemy molly.
Oh, that was unfortunate to see. She really needed to start defusing there because she was running very low on time. But she maybe, if she had moved forward a little bit, been out of the molly in order to defuse, but I'm not even sure that that would have worked. That was another really nice aggressive push from Team Sugoi, though.
Yeah, I really do think that they could have secured that round if that Killjoy ult came out a bit earlier just to buy time with the bomb, but
Blocking sight.
can't change much now.
You live and you learn.
Exactly. Makasai's got ult now, and she has her blades out with an aggressive angle on A main, which is very risky considering the fact that the entire attacker team is sitting outside of A at the moment, not Cat. Scooter Scotty has used her showstopper, but unfortunately did not get a pick on Catwalk. And defenders are getting very aggressive. Jin JKT did manage to pick off Mokuzai. But unfortunately, they really are losing map control on the attacker side. So they've decided to rotate out and head over to B Garage. With Simply is the only one defending, but we do have Sova and Omen rotating over. They managed to secure site, and hopefully they'll get the bomb down. And that was a big ult from Jin JKT as well in an effort to retake site. Hopefully Unfortunately, it did not.
Bomb grenade out.
It didn't manage to
Last
lock
player
anybody
standing.
down. And just like that, it is a 4v1.
Message sent.
Lowell did get one pick, and she was refragged by Chloe.
I don't think B site's their site. They do
It
very
really
well on
isn't.
A, but B doesn't work out so well for them.
I think it's a lot of using util a little too early just to keep that hold on instead of staggering it out. But their hold on A once they get on is definitely better.
Yeah, and I think actually I haven't talked to you about this before because this is the first time we're casting together. But B site is really hard to hold on this map once you put the spike down because if you're all stuck in there, you really don't have anywhere to go. It's very hard to make that jump to get back out onto the catwalk. And if the defenders are already coming in, they can kind of just trap you in there.
Yeah, it's definitely important to get control of CT and Garage. Looks like we've got an aggressive A push again with a bit of a light buy from the attacking team. Chloe is really low and she's just trying to get out. And it looks like ASO and Jin JKT are also out by the skin of their teeth. Scooter Scotty's got bombed down in tree and it looks like the defending team is rotating over to defend Spike now. And Jin JKT is going up catwalk, hopefully to get a flank out. But she has about 6 HP. That was a huge round for Scooter Scotty. I think she got 3 or 4 frags. It was pretty hectic. I couldn't keep track.
Yeah, she definitely kind of took over that site from them. That was so unlucky with ASO and her passing each other in the smoke. You hate to see it happening. It looks like they're going to go to B site again this time. I'm curious to see if they'll swap up their strategy at all. We haven't really seen them take mid, which is kind of a big play on this map. You typically see a lot of teams go for the mid control because it's very easy to split the defenders that way.
Definitely agree. There haven't been any ops that have come out either, and they are quite popular on Ascent.
That's true because of that one really long hallway through mid.
Lowell gets an opening pick. And they're pushing up through mid, just like we were hoping, actually. And looks like they can control a market and Garage, pushing on a B again. And that's another pick. ASO took down Chloe, and it's an easy 5v3. If they are able to maintain control of mid and Garage as well as site, I think it should be an easier hold for them. Scooter Scotty did take down Lowell and market.
Blocking sight.
Simply is low now, though, as well.
Last player standing.
And ASO took down another 2, so that's a big 3k for her. Low. Huge 4k for ASO.
Yeah, that was a really nice round for them. Exactly what we were talking about. They took mid, which allowed them to not all be on B site by the time the attackers were coming over. So it was much easier for them to defend that site because they weren't all trapped there like fish in a barrel. So they were able to set up those crossfires and meet the defenders before they even got to the site.
Exactly. And that's just so huge. Even if you don't get an opening pick, if you're able to take map control like that, it just makes defending so much easier.
Oh, here's your op.
Oh, and it looks like we've seen the op that I was talking about come out, but it's watching B main instead, which is an interesting choice. She's going to back up to market, and we've got a lot of Team Sugoi just sitting B link, hopefully taking mid control again. A little bit of a slower round. Jin JKT does take out the Opper, and it looks like Scarlett's picking up the Op. She manages to pick off ASO. And Generator does kill her double Scooter Scotty. And it looks like an ace push now. Mukuzai did manage to kill the planter, but was unfortunately traded out by Jin JKT. They still haven't gotten bombed down yet.
You will not kill my ally.
Scarlet decided to keep the op and is using it to break down the wall, which is
Spike
interesting
planted.
considering the amount of bullets it has. And that is a great pick by Simply. But unfortunately, Chi-Jam did take Scarlet down, and it may be a wasted Killjoy ult. Oh, and Brim has counter-ulted her. Oh, but it didn't fully... Oh, and then we also had the attacker Killjoy ult go off as well, but luckily Simply was not detained. It looks like it's going to be a big save since their eco really isn't looking great right now, and she's really running out of time. And looks like she might go for some exit frags.
Yeah.
But she might actually get caught off by Generator.
She wants it.
Oh, she did get the pick off, which is... It's good for their eco.
Yeah, I
Just puts a
remember
little bit of a
Generator
dent in it.
from season 1 of League. She got an ace in the playoffs.
Oh,
I do
wow.
remember that. Yeah.
I didn't
I don't-
watch season 1, so I'm not fully, like... I don't know all of the teams that may be coming back for this season, too.
Yeah, this wasn't her full team. She was on a different team, but I just remember it because her teammate baited out the last player for her by like hopping across the doorway.
Nice.
It was cute. It was really good teamwork to get that ace for her.
There.
Scooter Scotty narrowly missed getting headshot there with her boombot out, but luckily was able to back off just in time. It looks like it's going to be another aggressive A push, and a big ult by Scarlet. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like she's able to tag anybody, and they're pushing their way onto A side again. Scooter Scotty still hiding with a stinger though, but did not manage to get a frag off, and she was traded out by Lowell. And like that, it is a 3v4 defenders attackers. Make that a 2v4 as Generator gets another pick.
Love my bots.
Simply a pick on her fellow Killjoy. And ASO with the refrag. Unfortunately, Scarlet was not able to hit the clutch, but it is tough in a 3v1 situation. I think in that situation, you really just have to be playing with your team and not giving people 1v1s, but it's hard if you're coming all from different angles as well.
Yeah, and especially against such an aggressive team, it seems that Sus is... They're not backing off of site, they're staying on site to kind of contest the takeover. At this point, because Sugoi is so aggressive, it might be beneficial for them to just give up the site and go for a retake situation where they can go in with more numbers, rather than, as you said, giving them these 1v1 situations that just aren't working for them.
And it looks like we might be seeing another mid to B split push through Garage and mid. Oh, but it actually looks like the B-League players are going back towards Garage to fully push with their team. Unfortunately, Simply was mollied off in CT, and however, Team Sugoi did not use all that util to push onto site. They decided to back off, and Scooter Scotty... Oh, and unfortunately, her showstopper wasn't even able to be launched as she was traded out. ASO with another kill down mid, and they're making a huge rush through tree to A site. And it looks like defenders have already made it there to contest, but we're not able to get there in time.
Spike
And
planted.
Chloe is down. ASO with the 3K. Will she get another kill? It simply takes down ASO, who has been fragging out this round. And it looks like she is going to go for the 4v1, or maybe just at least get another pick. It looks like they have a really huge cross on her, though, unfortunately. There isn't much she can do there, unfortunately, as one person.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad 1v4 situation for her. It might have been more beneficial for her. Actually, I don't think it would have been beneficial for her to save, because if she didn't die, they don't get as much money kind of situation.
Yeah.
And as we can see, their economy is a little bit scuffed right now. They have to do kind of a half buy in order to get rifles for the next couple of rounds. We are on
Exactly, and
round
it
10,
looks like
so there are
some are
only two
even
left.
full saving right now. Mokizai
Yeah.
might even come out with the ult. Yep, there she goes with her Stormblade. And it might be another mid B fake and then run to A. We'll see as the round continues on. Defenders are smart, though, not to be rushing to rotate again like they used to.
Yeah, I think they've learned to kind of like wait and see where the hit's actually going to be coming from.
Oh, and Turret did spot Generator in Garage. That gives them a little bit of intel, saying that some people are there. Looks like is mollied off. Lowell gets a pick on Simply, meaning all of that Killjoy util is nullified, and they've taken B site, getting plant down, but they seem to all be staying on site instead of taking control of different areas of the map. They did manage to close doors, though. Generator did spot. Oh, and she was traded by ASO, and Generator also got a pick on Chloe. And it's a 2v5. Another pick by ASO, and Scotty takes down Generator. But unfortunately, she was very, very low.
Last round before the switch.
Yeah, it's nice to see here from Team Sugoi. They're keep swapping up their strategy a little bit, and I think it's really throwing off Sus, especially because everybody's going to be a little bit nervous coming into this game. It's the first one of the season. You don't know the other team.
Yeah.
This is the first time possibly that your team is even playing together in this kind of competitive format, so there's definitely nerves on the line here. And then to have a team come in and like every round they're like rotating through 5 or 6 different plays that they could be doing, I think it's just really throwing them off.
Oh, for sure.
I believe this map was also Sugoi's pick, so it would be kind of expected for them to do well on it.
Because they'd be a little prepared or feel confident. And it's a huge A push. Again, they're already on site. Unfortunately, Scooter Scotty was not able to get out and does get picked off by ASO. And it's a 4v5 once again. And we've got Shijam is planting and a big Killjoy ult in the hopes of detaining some players. They've all been pushed out to A main. So nobody has been detained, but the defenders were able to get back onto site, and it looks like they're just going to try to stick the... Because I did get the pick on Lowell there, and Jinjae KT is trying to get in. She gets the flick on Monkuzai, and she clutches up, getting the kill on Chloe as well.
Oh, that was unfortunate. It looked like Chloe had her abilities out, so she wasn't really prepared for, I don't know how you say her name so fast, Jin JKT to come around the corner there.
Yeah, I think, honestly, her util really won them the round there. It pushed them off of defusing the bomb, and just the fact that she was able to live until the end bought them a lot of time.
Yeah, that was a really good half from both teams, though. We're going into the half at a 3-9 scoreboard. If Sus can kind of move together and get some aggression out here to take some sites, I think that they can get a couple rounds here at the beginning, which would be really nice to see. I'm curious to see if Sugoi is going to keep up their aggression now that they're on defense, or if they're going to be a little bit more kind of laid back with their 2 sentinels.
And it looks like we actually are having a technical pause right now. I think one of the players' graphics cards may have just crashed. So we're just waiting for her to restart. Yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely interested to see if Team Sugoi is going to be hard on the flanks in this half, or try to take more map control by pushing out. It can work against a lot of teams. There are a lot of teams who don't really know how to combat that, but it's also risky because if you get picked off, a lot of areas will just be ripe for the taking.
Yeah, definitely. They do want to make sure that they don't get picked off initially. It's more important on defense that you don't get picked off than it is on attack, because if you get picked off in defense, it'll leave your team kind of with a hole in it, and you really don't want to see that. It does look like our player came back, and Team Sus is going to be aiming for the A site first.
Yeah,
Have
and it
to
looks like
deal with
it's
that
going to be an
Sage
A
wall.
main Cat split push. And we've got Generator. She's playing back in tree rather than on Cat itself. And we'll see a little face off between her and Scooter Scotty. Scooter does manage to get the pick off Generator. That's an opening pick. Defending Brim is low, and Sova is also about half. Mokuzai got the pick on Lowell here, and they're planting on A site already. And it's a 3v5 with a couple of players low on each team. We'll see if defenders are able to get some picks and take the site back, though. Scooter Scotty got another pick on Chijam. Jin JKT with an easy 2k within a couple seconds there. Unfortunately, Jin JKT is low. She's going for a tree push. Chloe does pick her off. Aso is paranoid by Chloe, and we'll see. That did slow her down a bit. Oh, she wasn't able to get a shot off. And she's very exposed in heaven right now. She's really got to go for it. And they're playing Ring Around the Rosie with her. And they just bought so much time. And Chloe did get the pick on her. A really nice try, but those mind games around the Generator, that always gets me.
Yeah, the Ring Around the Rosie. There was a couple of examples there of why sometimes it's better to just stick with the classic rather than getting the ghost. Like, the ghost is great at long range, but if you're up close, the classic right click beats it like any day.
Exactly.
And we saw that
and
a
you just
couple
see
times.
people,
Go ahead.
yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say, you see so many people just running around and jumping with the right click, and I know it was nerfed recently, but it's still really powerful.
Yeah. Maybe needs a little bit more of a nerf.
It looks like Generator is pushed out into Cat now.
Healed my copy.
Oh, unfortunately, she was not looking at the angle when she got picked off by Scooter Scotty. And attackers did buy up. They've gotten a few picks now. Chloe just took down JKT. Simply did manage to take down Lowell, and Aso has taken down Scooter Scotty. Managed to secure a Spectre for herself and is full healed. Raina Heal is just so powerful early on during early rounds.
Oh yeah,
And you might not
rounds
be
like
buying
1
full
through
shields.
3, she's so OP.
Mm-hmm. Like, Chijam's got to play it a bit safe here and make sure she plays with her teammate just because she is 12 HP. So if she gets picked off, it will make it a little harder. Scarlet does get the pick on her. And Scarlet gets the pick on Aso as well, winning them the round. They didn't even need to plant.
Yeah, that could have gone pretty poorly for them because they lost the spike pretty early on at top of Cat. They didn't have anybody over there to really pick it up. So I think they had a plan of what they wanted to do and then just had to kind of scramble and change the plan, and it worked for them. That's definitely good team communication going on there because they were able to kind of move together, get the spike, and then take out those last two defenders.
For sure, for sure. And the game is now at 5-9. Chijam gets an opening pick on Scooter Scotty. That's one attacker down. And Generator gets picked off by Simply, and it is a 4v4. Let's see if they might commit to the B push. Because only Jin JKT is currently defending B site. We actually have Chijam playing a little further up on mid and is not market. They did get the pick on Jin JKT. It's a 3v3. Raina's full healed again, but she does get picked off by Scarlet, and the spike is planted on B. It's a tough retake for Lowell, and unfortunately she does get picked off by Mokuzai.
I really like how Sus is playing this right now, because where we saw from Sugoi was that they all went to the same site, they attacked it hard, they got on there in 20 seconds, planted, and then defended. But here, we're seeing Sus kind of spread out. They're looking for picks, putting the defense off guard so that they can't rotate immediately, which is making it so
Yeah.
easy for them to just pick them off one by one. I love it. It's really good
Exactly.
strategy.
Yeah, the strategy has been really great so far.
And I love that both teams have different strategies, and it's working in different ways for them, at least on attack.
I'm surprised nobody's playing cat right now. We just have in pizza ASO defending mid, but it looks like Generator and JKT have decided to stay on, or sorry, Lowell have decided to stay on A site together rather than defend tree, which could be risky for them if someone does sneak in and wrap around. And it looks like it's going to be a big mid push. They've taken a lot of map control from Sugoi. Sus is almost pushed into their spawn now. And we've gotten a few picks off. There's been a lot of trades making it a 3v3. And the Killjoy util is slowing them down from taking B site. They have to also grab Spike again from Garage, which could leave them too exposed to quite a few angles.
Enemy remaining.
JKT does
30
take
seconds
down
left.
Mokuzai, and Lowell took, or Scarlet, and Lowell took down Mokuzai. It is a 1v3, and Chloe's in a tough spot because of where Bomb is, and they're watching all the possible angles.
Yeah, she doesn't have time to actually
10
go get the
seconds
bomb.
left.
Oh, unfortunately, ASO looked away just at the last second, so Chloe could get the pick on her, but she is saving because with that time, like you said, she didn't have time to get it, and she just have to fight everyone if she wanted to win the round.
Yeah, and she could have, because she did have a Vandal to their, I think, SMGs and pistol. So there was a chance if she could get them into 1v1s that she could have taken that, but with the timer she would have had to rush, and she probably just figured that they can give up a round there. But that was unfortunate that their attack didn't work there. They spread out just a little bit too much.
For sure. Looks like we have Scooter Scotty actually lurking B-Link now, and maybe 3 pushing mid together. We've got a little drone coming out from Scarlet at mid. Hasn't spotted anybody. They backed off. And they're getting slowed in A main. But it looks like people are mostly still playing default on defense, which is smart because they haven't fully pushed or showed their locations to the defenders. And that's a big ult from Simply in A main. And it looks like we're seeing another Brimstone counter to the ult just to take it down so the team does not get detained. And they've taken A site really easily. It's a 4v3. Brim is low. Chijam does get the pick though. And it's a 3v2. Simply gets a pick on Generator. 2v2 with Chijam low once again. And Chijam unfortunately gets picked off by Scarlet, and it's ASO and Scarlet to duel.
Don't insult me.
Really unlucky peek there in the middle of reloading. ASO was able to get that pick off to defuse the bomb.
Yeah, that was a really good play from ASO because she booped the bomb. So Scarlet didn't know if she was sticking it or if she was going to come around the corner at her, and kind of rushed through that reload when she really needed to keep herself safe for a moment until the reload was finished. So that was really well done.
She also didn't expect her to get off the bomb and move to the side so quickly, which is definitely something you see at a higher level of play once you start getting out of really low elo, because a lot of people are just going to be looking at the bomb, so they won't expect you at a different angle. We see an early ult from Mokuzai just due to the fact that she wants to save some eco. Unfortunately, did not get a pick and broke her ankles a little bit, so has lost a little bit of HP there. little smoke up mid, hopefully gaining some map control on attack. Aso gets an opening pick on Scarlet, making it a 4v5. Another pick on Monkey's Eye while she was blinded or nearsighted by the Leer.
Goodbye.
Jin JKT manages to get a right-click kill on Scooter Scotty. It's looking like a really good eco round for them. They're probably going to get a thrifty here if they're able to maintain this momentum. Looks like attackers are sneaking on to A site right now. Jin JKT did take out Simply, but she was refragged immediately. Chloe took out Jin JKT, but Aso did manage to secure the kill, and that is like clean 3K for her.
Match point.
You always hate to see it when somebody gets killed with their abilities out. Just embarrassing.
I feel it in my soul. My friends make fun of me for it. It's like I have Sage Orbs out and I die.
Yep. But we're at match point here, 6-2. Or sorry, not 6-2, 6-12. And it looks like it's going to be very hard for Sus to come back from this, just because they have to win 7 in a row and then go into overtime, or 6 in a row and then go into overtime. But as we said before, this wasn't their map choice, so I'm kind of curious to see. We're going to be going to Bind next, which would have been their map choice, and they'll be starting on attack over there. I'm kind of curious to see how they do.
Interesting. Oh, and it looks like they actually switched up who was playing A site and B site, because Jin JKT was playing on A and we had Lowell defending B this time. That was a big ult from Generator.
One enemy.
And unfortunately, attackers did win that round.
Yeah, well done. That was really nicely played.
Nicely played. Definitely it was hard to keep up with that retake. Everything was moving so quickly, but I think honestly, they just really, really wanted to secure that win.
Yeah. We saw the Killjoy all come out from the defenders, and I think they just weren't... It wasn't close enough to actually capture anybody in the back, so it didn't do what you were kind of hoping it would do on the B side, which is get anybody who's still on site.
Yeah, but at least it does push everybody to an area that you kind of expect, so you do know where to look when you're coming back in.
Yeah, that's true.
It is another B push, as it looks like, and we see an attacker-sided Killjoy ult with lockdown in B garage. And unfortunately, it looks like Lowell is going to get caught up. I don't know if hopefully they don't find her in time, but I do think she is, yeah. And down she goes, unfortunately. A lovely martial shot by Aso on B main. And Chloe takes out Jin JKT. Generator does refrag her and takes Chloe out. And it's 3v3, but Reyna and Raze are very low on the defender side.
Last player standing.
Generator manages to get 2 picks, one on Scooter Scotty, one on Monkey's Eye, and Chijam does secure that kill on Simply, and it looks like that's game.
Yeah, that was a really nice matchup. 7-13 ending score.
Defenders
Sugoi taking it.
And if you look at the scoreboard, honestly, the teams were very, very close in their KDAs. It's not like there was a huge discrepancy, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
it's completely staggered evenly.
What a pretty scoreboard. So I think, as we said, our next map is going to be Bind. But before we get over there, we are going to take a quick, I think probably 5-minute break here, just to let everybody get some water and stretch before we go into the second game. So stick around and we will be back soon.
Slowly drifting by, all the poems I wrote for you, they made me blind, they made me lie. Heard you in the rain, will you always be there? Last thing you said. Sorry if it's too late. Heard you in the rain, will you always be there? Last thing you said. Sorry if it's too cloudy skies and lips of fire and stars between these two worlds. You try to find your own. I try to run, try to hide. I needed to survive. Heard you in the rain. Will you always be there? Last thing you said. Sorry if it's too late. Heard you in the rain.
Hey guys, Wolf and I are back for match 2, and we're coming onto bind this time, and it looks like Team Sus and Sugoi have switched sides, so we'll be seeing Sus on attackers first and Sugoi on defenders. Looking forward to the last match of tonight for the owning Galorants division. Yeah. And I hope all the other teams are having good luck with their matches tonight as well, the ones that we aren't streaming.
Yeah, we haven't been checking the brackets, but if you want to go take a look at what is going on, you can put !bracket into the chat, and that'll give you the links for all of our divisions. That's the Learning Division, which is Iron to Bronze, Owning Division, which we're watching right now, which is Silver and Gold, and the Open Division, which is open to everybody, but we recommended Plat Plus, so that's all of our kind of higher ranked teams. They're going to be playing tomorrow, so if you come back at approximately the same time, you're going to see 2 matches. So 4 of the owning teams will be playing tomorrow on stream. And if you follow our Twitters at !socials, you'll get to see who those teams will be.
So That agent selection went really quickly. Like, it looked like they mostly had a good idea. Both teams mostly had a good idea on the kind of team comps that they wanted on this map.
Yeah, I don't think they actually switched their team comp. Oh, no, we have a second Brimstone, so they did switch a little bit. Scooter Scotty went off of Raze and onto Brim.
Yeah, it looks like Team Sugoi did keep the same team comp, but we're seeing a little bit of a different one on Team Sus.
Yeah, not too much different. We have, let's see here, Cole, or Chloe, switched to Phoenix. She was Omen. So I guess she and Scooter Scotty just swapped who was going to be the duelist for this game. I'm excited to see another Brimstone, though. He is such a good counter to that Killjoy ult. Like we saw it last game, they just held the Brimstone ult until Killjoy put her thing down because it can take it out very easily.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It really I haven't thought to I always try to save it, but So it looks like they're playing 2B and 3A on defense. We've got a solid hold on both sides. It looks like we have Scarlet pushing up short a bit with her drone, but her team has left her and no one was defending her body.
I was very concerned. I thought that grenade was going to get her.
And it looks like Chijim is rotating over to A site, and the attackers have slowly rotated to B, leaving JJKT all by herself to defend. They've pushed into Kuka now, and she's got those swarm grenades out, and the Min almost got a kill on Chloe, but unfortunately she was left with a few HP left. Attackers, Sus is pushing onto site. JJKT did walk out of the smoke, but was fragged got fragged by Scooter Scotty. It's really tough to push smokes when you don't have a flash on you. Huge right click by Lowell on Scooter Scotty, and it's 4v2 with defenders at the advantage. Lowell got another pick.
Standing.
Actually, an assist. Chijam finished the pick on Chloe. Generator took another out, and Aso killed Killjoy. A really clean retake. They played patiently and with each other. Yeah, that was really good. I wasn't sure how it was gonna go, but it didn't seem like the attackers had much of a great defense once they got onto site.
Yeah, it seemed like the attackers kind of were a little bit hesitant there coming onto site and planting. We saw them kind of poking a little bit at A site and then swapping over, but they didn't come out with any aggression out of Hookah to put that plant down. And it was very easy for the defenders to kind of guess where all of the survivors were and take them out pretty easily.
Yeah, I think if they had taken a little faster, it would have been a bit easier for them.
Looks like we're going to have an A hit this time. Brim does have the wristband out to put down smokes.
Unfortunately, Lowell did manage to wall bats, so that's slowing them down a little bit. Mokuzai is low as Reyna was not able to get a frag to get her health back up. Lowell did has a Spectre and took down Simply, and Chloe took down Generator. It's a 4v4, 3v4 now. Defender's advantage. 4v2. Lowell took down another. Scooter Scotty is. And unfortunately, the bomb is down in Baths, and they have to go return it.
One enemy remaining.
JJKT with that quick flick on Chloe, and Chijim closes out the round with that kill on Scarlet. It's really tough to lose the bomb in a situation like that when it's so easy just to look at Baths and cover those angles when you have the numbers advantage.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a little bit here something that happens to me a lot, where when you switch from a duelist to a non-duelist character, it's very hard to kind of get into the right mindset. So it seemed like Scooter Scotty was going a little bit aggressively there, simply went with her, and those two aren't exactly like entry fraggers. You know,
Yeah.
a Killjoy and a Brimstone, and they just got caught a little bit in the shower situation. But it looks like we're gonna
Exactly.
have a B hit this time, maybe testing out these Killjoy utility over
Ginger
here.
KT did get some info from her turret, but they didn't manage to take it down, luckily. Chijam got an opening kill on Scooter Scotty, and Scarlet refragged Chijam. They are getting the plant down, and unfortunately, the Killjoy mollies were not lined up for that plant spot.
Careful now.
Attackers have numbers advantage right now, even though Scarlet is low after getting several frags. ASO gets a pick on Simply and is pushing
Enemy
up.
removed.
Lowell, one pick
Player
on
standing.
Scarlet, but was refragged by Chloe. ASO is left with a 1v2.
One enemy
She
remaining.
manages to get the pick on Chloe, but isn't quite sure where the enemy Reyna is. She got the jump bomb. Managed to get another pick and closed out the round. ASO has been a clutch queen tonight.
She really has. We've seen her name quite a few times below that banner.
Yeah,
She's
been
very good
fragging
at
out.
coming in and isolating those 1v1 situations against the other team to put it into her
Yeah.
advantage to win.
She baits the bomb defuse really well as well when she's trying to retake a site.
Yes.
Um,
I think she was the one on Ascent who tricked the Sova, right? I believe that was ASO.
I believe, yeah, I think so. It looks like they're going for another A split push. We see a big recon dart from Scarlet, manages to spot one, which happens to be ASO in heaven. We've got the brim smokes coming down. Unfortunately, Generator did take down Scooter Scotty.
Nowhere to run.
And Scarlet's going off with a big Hunter's Fury, but unfortunately did not manage to catch anyone. Chloe got the frag on Generator, but Boombot did happen to refrag her raise.
Last player standing.
Lowell got the drop on both Mokuzai and Scarlet, and ASO got the final kill on Simply, closing out the round, and that makes it 4-0 for the defenders.
That was unfortunate. I'm pretty sure Mokuzai saw Lowell when she entered from showers, but just we saw it on her screen, but maybe she missed it. But that her not facing that direction just allowed Lowell to come around and get those 2 kills easily. That was unfortunate timing, which I feel like we see quite a bit here of one character in the right position just facing the wrong way at the wrong time.
Yeah,
Joke's over. You're dead.
we've got a big entry by Chloe trying to get a pick off. Her team is slowly pushing in with her, and we do see some of the defenders backing off. Lowell does manage to stay at triple boxes unseen and may be able to get another drop on the attackers if they decide to continue to push in. But it looks like Spike is going B long, but they're considering TPing. Simply decided to ult B long instead, which is kind of risky because I believe that wall is wall bangable. So we've got a 5v5 pushing onto B site. The defenders have been pushed into CT, and B site itself is ripped for the taking. Nobody was detained. ASO got the drop on Scooter Scotty with a double peek with Chijam, and we've got 2 pushing elbow. A little bit of damage done on Scarlet.
One enemy remaining.
And just like that, it's a 3v1. Mokuzai is stuck in long, and they do know what her location is. And unfortunately, she was being double peeked by Jin JKT and Generator.
Yeah, we're seeing Team Sugoi being very strong on the defense here. They're not giving up a round. Their retake on this site is very well done. And it's not even their map pick, which is a little bit surprising. I kind of would have expected Sus as this being their map pick to have a stronger attack. It might just be that they're outmatched with this defense, especially because they do have the 2 Sentinels plus Brimstone on defense here. It's very easy for them to lock down entries onto these different sites.
For sure. Oh, and it looks like Chloe got a pick with a stinger on Generator, despite having the technically worst gun, as most people would consider. Especially from a distance like that, and they are pushing up short with that pick. Lowell does get a pick on Mokuzai and might be able to get the drop, but unfortunately gets refragged by Simply. And it's a 3v4. Chloe is playing triple boxes. Ace is hopefully looking for a 1v1 right now, and Chloe is getting the wrap around.
Remaining.
Chloe, is that a 3K now or a 4K?
That's
Unfortunately was not able to secure another one with a stinger. I would have loved to see that, but she did get her low for her teammate and was refragged immediately.
Yeah, that was a really nice trade. That was going to be her 4K for that round. She did very well with that stinger, which I don't know what you're talking about, is definitely the best gun in the game.
Okay, I love the stinger, but in that situation with that short push, the Vandal is technically better than the stinger from a distance. But once you get up close,
I don't know. I don't know. The stinger is a headshot machine, man.
True, but you do have to be ADS, and I don't think she was, at least not by how her player model looked, but I could be wrong.
That's true.
Chloe with another opening pick up short, and she's walling in. Big Sova arrow, unfortunately, did not reveal any of the defenders. And we've gotten a very brave ult into U-Haul. Chloe gets the pick on Generator, and unfortunately was refragged when she came back from her ult. Oh, sorry, she was not. She did make it back to her ult safe and sound. We've got another retake ult from Jin JKT in heaven. She knows that at least one is short, and I don't think anyone will be detained, but they will have to start moving onto site together. Some early mollies going off just to delay them from tapping the bomb.
Prepare for hellfire.
And that's another Brim ult as well. Chloe gets the pick on Jin JKT, and Scooter Scotty took down Chi-Jam with her ultimate.
It was unfortunate. I'm pretty sure that Chi-Jam was trying to get it to halfway, knowing that she was going to die to the ultimate. So she was leaving it for, I think it was Jin JKT to do the other half of the spike there, and unfortunately she got picked off before Chi-Jam even died to the ultimate.
Yeah, it was definitely an intense round that we just saw. A lot of ultis came out, and we actually only have one on either team at the moment.
Yeah, the revive from the stage could be game-changing here for them. Needed.
It looks like Chloe is trying to get another pick short like she has been the past few rounds. Took a little bit of damage through that smoke there. And it looks
Yeah, I
like
think
she's gonna
ASO has
regroup
her
with
number
team.
over there.
Looks like team is really trying to quickly get onto B site now, getting the plant down default boxes. Scooter Scotty, nice flick on Jin JKT with another brave push out of smoke. I would usually wait for a teammate with a flash there. Scarlet got the pick on Lowell and Generator 2K, but ASO refrags her.
One enemy remaining.
Scooter Scotty gets the kill on ASO, and that's the round, bringing it to 5-3 now. So Team Sugoi is starting to come back. They're catching back up.
Sus is
Oh,
attacking
sorry,
right now.
Team Sus. Yes.
Yeah. I know, they're
Was
both
looking at my
S
notes
teams.
from the other map.
And they're both S teams, it just gets confusing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a really nice attack round from them. I liked to see the aggression that they had going onto site. I was a little concerned because they didn't even clear site before they started planting, but with all of the smokes down, I think it worked out for them really well.
And yeah, it looks like Chloe's trying to go for another pick, a short. Her team's grouped up behind her. It looks like she's backing out now. They might not be ready to commit to this. We haven't seen a recon dart yet either. So it looks like they're just playing a little bit slower.
Yeah, we
They
do
were
see
found
that
out. Listen, Scarlet pushed right through those Killjoy mollies and onto site to get that plant started and manages to actually get the plant down too. Chloe takes out Jin JKT and it's 5v4.
Molly.
Unfortunately, it does look like Generator is stuck in bats at the moment, but she manages to get the pick on Scooter Scotty. Lowell got a 2k, and Chigam just got another. Simply managed to get a pick on Lowell. Another pick on Generator with the turret, and unfortunately was fragged by ASO, and they are sticking that defuse.
The attacker team was actually set up really well. There was a couple different crossfires. It was really unfortunate that Scooter Scotty turned the wrong way right as Generator was coming through showers there. She heard
really unlucky.
Yeah, Scooter Scotty did hear Chi Jam kind of coming along, and I think that made her turn away, even though her molly didn't actually cover the full door. And that was the beginning of the end. It just dominoed from there.
Yeah, exactly. Very unlucky. Got an opening arrow. I'm surprised. It doesn't seem like Scarlet has really changed up her arrows on A site, and they do tend to hide from them. Simply did manage to get an opening pick on Generator, and it might be a B push. It looks like they're getting ready. Defenders are a little slow on the rotation right now, but... And the attacker Killjoy ult has come out, which is just delaying them a little further. ASO did need to back up out of elbow, and she did manage to get the pick on Monkey's Eye though, taking down her double. Scarlet refrags, and it's 2v3. Unfortunately, Chijam was able to spot Scooter Scotty in that corner by the angle of because of her gun poking out, and it's 2v2. Jin JKT going for the defuse to bait out that Killjoy molly. And it doesn't look like she's gonna have time anymore. And she was not able to get the pick on Scarlet. Really, really good attacker round. They're really trying to make that comeback to tie things up.
Yeah, and they're doing really well. 6-4 is not a bad scoreline right now. We're going into round 11. There's 2 more, so they could very well equalize this into a 6-6. Even if they don't, and it ends up being 8-4, that's still a good score to switch sides on.
Especially with it being on bind, being such a defense-sided map, it's any number of rounds. If it's like 4 and up that you get, you're pretty set if you're able to hold on bind.
Yeah. I'm a little sad. I really hope that when we swap sides we see more teleporter use. I feel like that's a really interesting feature on this map that can really change how you play versus other maps.
Unfortunately, that recon dart did not spot anybody. But it did alert the other team to rotate over, and A site is completely clear. It looks like they are going for the rotate to A as anyways, as defenders have completely stacked B at this point. ASO and Jin JKT are making their way back to A, just as Team Sus is pushing on for the plant. ASO managed to get a pick off of Scooter Scotty, but Chloe did refrag her after she came out of her devour. Or dismiss, sorry.
I like devour, that's a good one.
Wrong one. Oh, an unfortunate death for Chloe. She was body blocked by Mokuzai, who is trying to go in and double peek with her. JKT gets the frag on Mokuzai, simply refrags.
One enemy remaining.
Scarlet gets a pick on Lowell, and it's 2v1. Aso is running out of time. She's gonna have to save, or she might just try to get some kills before she goes.
She knew she didn't have time, but had to get that last
Yeah.
kill in.
Gotta get those frags.
Last round in the half.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the frag did anything to the economy. Everybody's still pretty
Yeah,
much
they're quite
able
rich.
to buy. Yeah. Defense is looking a little hairy right now. It is the last round in the half, so they have to kind of decide, do they want rifles or do they want abilities? And it looks like there's a mixed pool here.
They are going to need to force it up for the last round. And it looks like we're actually seeing an attacker off coming out on Scarlet. So we'll see if she can get some info maybe with her Sova util and get an op pick off of that.
It is nice because defenders do have 3 ultimates that they can use this round.
For sure. Huge opening pick by Chloe on Lowell there. Took a little bit of poke but backed up to heal. They are pushing on site with Scarlet planting as per usual. And it's 3v5. Aso coming out with Empress. Generator does manage to flank and take out Simply, but Mokuzai does refrag and takes Generator out a few seconds later. Aso takes down Chloe, making it a 2v3.
One
Scarlet
enemy
is holding
remaining.
with an operator from U-Haul. Jin JKT gets the drop on her, but Mokuzai with that flick, my god. And they've tied it up.
Switching sides.
That was a clean flick right there. Very nice to see. So yeah, we're coming in, as we were talking about, even scoreboard, 6-6 coming into the half. I'm curious to see, now that we're switching, we saw in Ascent that Sugoi was very aggressive. Like, they ran out of sight, put that plant down, and then defended the hell out of it. I'm curious to see if they'll have the same strategy here, or if they're going to change it up based on it being a different map.
I think really, if you're playing with 2 Sentinels, obviously you shouldn't just like bum rush it all the time, but if your duelists are using and your controllers are using their abilities to get onto site, you really have to push your way in there, because then you'll be left with no util to actually push onto a site. So it looks like they are being a little cautious. As so many brim smokes are going down too, and they lost forever now since that buff.
Yes, what, 20 seconds now, I think?
Yeah, I think so. It's huge. A little bit of poke Aso got on Scarlet up in heaven. Scooter Scotty does manage to get a pick off of Chi-Jan. They got the plant down. Aso frags and kills Mokuzai. Chloe takes down Generator, and it's 3v4. Chloe's healing up a little bit. They're trying to break down that Sage wall. A flash out of U-Haul. A pick on Aso from Simply. Scooter Scotty took down Lowell, and Jin JKT is waiting to use her util. Gets a pick on Scooter Scotty, who is trying to defuse, but unfortunately was not able to end that gunfight. I don't think she expected the last 2 to be peeking her at the same time after getting the kill on the diffuser. I think she maybe thought one would hop back on bomb because they're running out of time.
Yeah, that's probably what was going through her head. Because she really didn't seem ready for that double peek. It's interesting to me that both teams here don't seem to be very good at finding the Killjoy utility that's around the plant site. And it is hard because once you get kind of like nervous, like, oh no, it's counting down, I gotta go, you're not really thinking, hey, I gotta look for the little red dots. But we've seen a lot of Killjoy utility get people off of the bombs or get kills from diffusers. Just something both teams probably need to work on being more aware of.
Revealing area.
For sure. They're quick to shoot down those recon bolts, though.
Yeah, that was really nice. It didn't even get one pulse off. It does,
And it
however,
looks
still give
like-
them information that the team is there.
Yeah, so it looks like after giving that info, they are switching over to a B push, and we've got Chloe peeking long. Everyone's still playing default, which is very smart by the defenders because it doesn't seem like Sugoi is rushing in just as much as they did on Ascent. They're a little bit more cautious. Chloe with that opening stinger pick. And unfortunately, Lowell does get the drop on her and simply does refrag and takes down Lowell. Simply takes down Jin JKT, who had the bomb and
enemy
which is now
remaining.
dropped on site. And Mokuzai is stuck in long in Octagon. And the
30
other team has
seconds
bought
left.
up, so she just has a ghost. And Mokuzai takes her down.
Yeah, that was going to be really hard for ASO, especially with just the ghost against all of those SMGs. And there was enough defenders alive left that I think she knew. They knew where she was. She didn't have a chance to break them up into 1v1s the way that we've seen her do before.
And with the changes, like there's no point in saving, and
Right.
like you're not going to get the money if you don't die, right? So might as well try to take someone down with you.
Hurt their economy a little bit. It is interesting though, they're not being nearly as aggressive as they were on Ascent. And I think it's kind of to their detriment here. They really, really threw off sus when they were that aggressive, and I kind of wish we were seeing a little bit more of
honestly-
that.
I think they're a bit nervous considering how good Sus's attack side was on Bind, which is a defense-sided map. So I think they're just being a bit cautious. But hopefully they'll get maybe a wall plant off right now. Yeah, and there goes the wall. They're getting the plant down. There is a Phoenix Molly thrown. I don't know if it landed though. It's a 5v5. No one has taken any poke yet that I can see.
Now this is what
Because-
we were talking about though. This is Sugoi's kind of bread and butter here. Put it down in 20
Yeah.
seconds.
ASO manages to take out Simply. Mokuzai does frag and takes out Lowell. Chijam gets a pick on Chijam with a double, takes down Mokuzai. Scooter
Enemy
Scotty,
remaining.
a double from Scarlet. It's 2v1. But unfortunately, Scarlet is running out of time. ASO gets the pick. The Clutch Queen is at it again. With a tight escape too.
Yeah, is that her new nickname, the Clutch Queen?
I would imagine so. Like, she's last alive most of the time and manages to pull some crazy stuff off.
Yeah, she definitely utilizes Reyna well. And she didn't switch. She was Reyna on Ascent as well, and when she pops off with her, she goes off. It's very nice to see.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, she's 17 and 9 right now. Not even double-digit deaths.
Like she's sent over to make some noise at A side, hoping to get some rotates out.
Yeah, or maybe an early pick. And it looks like they're all going long. So there's no split hookah push on that B attack over there. Ooh, ASO did not see Mokuzai in time, and she did get the frag with that stinger. The close range is so tough to beat with that just because of the fire rate. And it looks like the A players are slowly starting to rotate to be, and we're seeing the TP plays that we were hoping for.
Yes!
Ooh, unfortunately, Lowell even got a kill through flash on Chloe, and they've gotten a good push through bats. Mokuzai does take down Lowell. It is 3v4 now. Advantage defenders. Simply takes down Chijam,
30 seconds left.
and Jin TKT does take down Mokuzai, and they still haven't gotten the plant down yet. But Jin JKT with 2 kills, and Janerator with another. That was really, really good teamwork there.
It was, and now they have 4 ults on the board right now, and Brimstone's only 1 away from theirs, so that's going to be very hard for the defenders to deal with once they start popping those.
Yeah, I'm definitely hoping that Chijim tries to go for an ult orb so they can have all 5 up during the round. That'd be huge because I wouldn't be surprised if Simply does try to pop her Killjoy lockdown in an attempt to ward them off, and
Yeah, and having that
it'd be
Brimstone
nice
out,
to
we
see
talked
the
about that
counter.
before, that the Brimstone is a
Mhm.
great counter for the Killjoy one.
Exactly.
Look
It
at
looks like it's gonna
Scarlet.
be a B push. They're expecting her here though. She does get a pick, and she gets a little bit of poke on the others, but unfortunately Generator did refrag. And like we're expecting, an attacker Killjoy ult and a defender one going off at the same time. The attacker one is a little earlier, so if the defenders can wait just a little bit, they do have time to push on. And no players were detained. And it looks like everyone's rotated over to A, and attackers have started getting plant down. Generator unfortunately gets killed by Scooter Scotty and does not manage to get a kill with her ultimate. It's 2v3 now, both defenders being in A heaven.
They're
And it
on a
looks like
clock
2
now,
are
so it's
playing
going to be a
short.
little bit of a pressure on them.
Yeah, it looks like Simply is waiting for that Brim smoke to go down, but it takes so long. And a nice kill with the Spectre on Chi Jam, but she just does not have the time. She's trying to grab a gun, and ASO takes her out. Oh, the timing. I
This is
really
a
think she wanted
very
to get
close
that Vandal
game.
to save it.
I know, you saw her look at it like, I want it. It's a piece of candy. But this is a very close game. I'm really curious to see how these teams are changing to kind of counter each other. They're doing it a lot better than they were on Ascent. And it might just be that they're more comfortable on this map, or that it's game 2, they're now more comfortable playing as a team, and the pressure of
Yeah.
being streamed and all of that.
For sure. We've got some interesting buys on defense right now. Their eco's a bit staggered after this buy, with some people forcing stingers, others forcing specters. So we'll see. Hopefully they can get some frags to pick up some AKs.
Why would you ever buy the Spectre when you could have a Stinger?
I agree. I find the stinger so much better than the specter personally.
The Stinger's so much fun.
It is. It really is. It's just a giant frenzy.
It is, and I love the Frenzy too, so...
Oh, unfortunately, Generator's gun was peeking out, and she did not manage to see Simply, but Chijim did get the refrag. Jinjae KT pushing into elbow, taking the kill on Scarlet. Lowell is got a big res off on Generator, sorry. And it's a 4v3. A lot of ults have come out in the past few rounds. Scooter Scotty did get a pick on ASO. It could be anyone's round. Jinjae KT did take down Scooter Scotty after he was very low health. Because I tried to bait that defuse, but unfortunately it was fragged out. Oh, and unlucky timing for Chloe when she was just throwing that molly into Octagon.
Yeah, they knew exactly where she was, so they were just watching. It would have been better for her to go to the other side, but again, the spikes down, that kind of pressure, a lot of the times players have trouble thinking through, hey, maybe I should go the other way where they're not looking at me. That would have been really good, though, if she could get that molly off. It would have prevented them from peeking while she at least got the defusal halfway.
For sure. You know what I find really interesting is both teams seem to be doing better on attack on bind, which is super unconventional.
I feel like this happens a lot when we stream these games. We always say these maps are defender-sided, and then the attackers, like, stomp.
Looks like it's going to be a split A push through short and showers. They're waiting for the smokes to go down. Interesting. A very brave peek, actually, by Jinjae KT there. And their team does manage to push up short. They're going for U-Haul. Scarlet is getting a Hunter's Fury off, but does not manage to tag anyone. And they're going for a bathroom's wall plant.
Spike planted.
Yeah. Oh, JKT did see Mokuzai first, but unfortunately Mokuzai did have the reaction time to flick and get the kill. Scarlet took down another, and ASO has taken down Simply. And we've heard an Empress ult as well. Lowell is down, and it's 2v2 now.
One enemy remaining.
Looks like Chijin's just waiting for our ultimate, but very, very risky considering the fact that someone could just push her. Oh! She whiffed a bit on Scarlet, but Scarlet is low now, and she really does have to go for that diffuse.
They got it halfway.
Chijin's
She
really
can do
gotta
this.
rush her. Oh, Chijin just waited a second
my
too
God.
long.
Oh, she like she like mind freaked herself there because she got the kill with the ultimate and thought that that was the trigger that she got the kill on Scarlet, and so she stopped shooting. That was just
Yeah.
unfortunate because if she had
I
held
could
down the
tell.
trigger, she would have gotten Scarlet and the ultimate kill, and it would have been fine.
And I think she didn't think that they got it to half, so she took her time a little too much trying to peek.
Well, yeah, because like when the ultimate goes off, if you're defusing, you have the choice of let me try to run out of here, but I'm probably gonna die, or let me get it to halfway.
Chloe uses her flash to back up into elbow as we are seeing a 4-man push up B long. They've taken control of Octagon, and it's another attacker killjoy ult. I didn't even realize that she got that back so quickly. Like, she has been fragging out and to get those ult points. And they're keeping the defenders stuck in spawn with a lot of killjoy mollies and everything as well. We got Spike down. And it's a 5v5. And it looks like all of the defenders are grouped up in spawn together. They'll definitely need to send some people elbow, or else you're kind of just going to be stuck in a choke point. Jin JKT with an easy 2k.
One enemy remaining.
And that's 4v1. Oh, unfortunately, she was seen by the alarm bot, and Scooter Scotty's taken down because she was vulnerable.
That was unfortunate. They just lined up coming out of CT there for both Lowell
Yeah, it
and
really-
Jin JKT.
Having Team Sugoi just funnel themselves in that choke point there definitely made it tough. I think they could have had a better chance if they sent some people elbow earlier on, but you live and
Yeah.
you learn, right?
Yeah.
There's also some very nice spray control from Jin JKT as well, though.
And that wall out of Sugoi's Sage, Lowell, was really helpful there because the defenders couldn't go elbow. They really only had one entry onto the site unless they destroyed the wall, which would give away their positions.
Yeah, and nobody was flank either. They were really just funneled into one spot.
Yeah, we really haven't seen that many flanks this game. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, usually Bind is a pretty big flank map because of the TPs. Looks like they are pushing. Oh, and Mokuzai is picked off by Lowell. They're pushing up short again. Spikes is getting planted.
Spike planted.
And And it looks like Generator also just got a Boombot kill.
Last player standing.
Attackers are currently fragging out, and Scarlet is the last one alive left in heaven. Unfortunately, smoked off, so she has no choice but to go CT or to save. I think she is going for the save because their econ is not looking great right now, and she has full shield still, so this would actually be huge.
Yeah, and she would have to ace in order to get this. Plus,
I am
the timer
surprised they're
going
not
down, she
chasing
wouldn't
her.
have time. I know, you normally see them get a little bit hungry when there's 5 left.
There's
up,
one
but-
left, yeah. I know I do that. I do that, and I usually die trying to do that. I'll be like, yeah, let's go get them.
Let's get him, guys. Yeah,
So we're at match
this is-
point here.
And it's unfortunate because the defenders aren't going to be able to buy rifles. We've only got Scarlet with her rifle that she saved, and she can't even buy somebody else, which is unfortunate for them. So they're really going to have to be careful
Yeah.
about not taking those long engagements. They need to make sure that the attackers come into them so that those SMGs can
Yeah.
actually have maybe not an advantage, but at least equalized with the rifles.
I find it's really tough when you have Chloe might get picked off early. She's backing up into elbow once again, doing something similar as before. Oh, and another TP usage, and it looks like they're running back to A. The B players are quickly going over through CT. Yeah, unfortunately, not a wasted Killjoy ult, but no one got detained. Scooter Scotty did get a pick on Generator right there. So it is 4v2, and GJM got the pick on Scooter Scotty. So it's 4v4 now. They're trying to get Spike down. Jinja KT watching for the U-Haul push. A nice flick onto Chloe. That was huge. She's been flicking really, really well this game. A little crab walk out from Scarlet gave ASO the pick.
Last player standing.
And it looks like Simply is the last alive. Oh,
Attackers win.
and she was fragged immediately.
My ult's not ready.
Really close game though.
Yeah, that was a really good game from both sides. It was an I enjoyed watching it. I hope everybody who's watching with us enjoyed watching it. Not quite as nice of a scoreboard as we had last game, but still a pretty good mix here of the two teams.
Yeah, it was definitely, I think that those last two rounds were tough just because I think the defenders really wanted to buy up for round 11 so they could secure that win and wouldn't be stuck having to fight on the 12th, like with the attackers being on a 12th round. But yeah, it unfortunately just didn't work out for them, and Sugoi did end up taking the win right afterwards. But really good effort from both teams, and I think everyone played really great tonight.
Yeah, definitely fun. So, a couple of announcements before we head out here. If you enjoyed this, you should come back tomorrow at 5 p.m. PST. We will be starting the Open Division matches, which we'll have two matches tomorrow. The first match is going to be the Only Frags versus Team Lux. So that's going to be a really good game. And then following them is going to be Unbind Crouch versus Sakura Esports. So again, that's tomorrow. It's starting at 5 p.m. PST, so a little bit earlier than today, but essentially about the same time. I think it'll be some good games, lots of fun. You can also, if you want to check the brackets, see how everybody else in the learning and owning divisions did today. You can do !bracket in the chat. That'll give you that information. Otherwise, I think we'll be signing off for tonight. Ash, thank you for joining me. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you to everybody who was watching. We hope you have a really good night.
Yeah, take care, everybody.